WWE had 2 big days at Barclays in Brooklyn, and we have all the exceptional action with 2 full reviews of both Survivor Series and Monday Night Raw, including that fan attack on Seth.
AEW has a lot of fresh and exciting new feuds starting, and we discuss where they could lead.
And, by the way, did you know that Andrade unfollowed Charlotte on Instagram and Twitter, and Charlotte also unfollowed El Idolo?
Well, I do now, and I am captivated.
I don't know if I like your tone. We've got all this and much more.
So much.
So much, because you are now, you know what they're doing?
What are they doing?
They're watching
Blind Tag Wrestling News now.
I'm John.
I'm Rajja.
And we got all kinds of stuff for you. My God.
My goodness.
Unfortunately. Goddamn pal.
Goddamn pal indeed.
But it's my egg.
Oh, man.
It's Cleopatra's egg.
If we were not going to expect one thing out of Survivor Series, it was a golden $100 million.
It's $100 million. I need you to investigate it and find out who did it. And do they like to puke?
All right. Well, I wonder who has the egg. Where's the egg?
I don't know, but hopefully.
And count your eggs before they hatch.
Hopefully, he's done with eggs.
Well, at least all the superstars are going to be on Raw, so.
Yes.
That's fun.
Oh, you're talking about. Don't even get me started. You're burying the lead, sister.
I'm sorry.
Because, see, you're talking about the one night a year.
When all the brands are together?
When Raw and SmackDown superstars are on one show.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Survivor Series. But guess what? Monday Night Raw preview. It's going to be that other night a year.
Where SmackDown and Raw superstars are on the same show.
What are you doing? Why do you even say it?
Why do you even make promises?
Why do we clock in? I don't even understand anymore. So let's get to Survivor Series.
Let's talk about Survivor Series real fast.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Pre-show match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damien Priest.
Okay, something good happened. Boogs got beat up.
Yes, and his guitar was broken.
I was really happy with Boogs being beat up. This was right after the crowd chanted AEW. During the pre-show. And
come on, guys.
Old crab walk guy. He was out there. I don't remember his name. You know what? It's not just him. I've seen some videos where every backstage interviewer is got the...
They come in from the side.
Yeah, because
they're facing the camera.
That's how crabs sound. Like,
right, yeah. They make that noise. Whew, well, we started off the show with a great match that ended badly.
Yeah, so I'd been waiting on this match, and I think most people had. All kidding aside,
I was excited.
This had been built up in the best way possible. Okay, whether it was a work or a worked shoot or even a shoot, you had a lot of emotions riding high. You had everything from Ric Flair himself getting into it with, big match Beck, 2 belt Beck, whatever, get me in trouble with the stuff there, Beck, with Brittany Beck, whatever. So you had Becky Lynch get into it for Ric Flair on Twitter. And, you had a lot of the heat with that really messed up belt exchange thing.
Yeah.
That happened.
That's where it all kind of exploded.
It all started back in NXT, know, and I do believe that. I do believe that the bridesmaid, it was upset with not being a bride, and they've had this on again, off again stuff.
It just all
for a very long time, but it felt like we were actually going to get. It wasn't going to be. There seems to be some animosity between Bayley and Sasha for 4 years. Wait, they broke up. No, they're back together.
No one saw that coming.
We did nothing last week. I just gave like a mountain, like a waterfall of anger just came out. I don't know if you guys were able to see that, but I just sprayed everything. So this match, there was some good stuff happen. in the match. There really was some good stuff happening in the match. In fact, from a match standpoint, I mean, there was maybe completely phantom moonsaults to the outside. And,
right.
Certain little things like that. It's so funny that we grade on a scale, on a curve. We grade on a curve with WWE. And I notice everybody who does reviews, they're like, well, I give this one a 3 out of 5. But
you have to grade it on WWE standards. But the problem.
If you're doing it apples to apples.
Right. If you're grading everyone on the same scale, you have to be fair.
There's one at a 1 star. And one's like 1,000 star. Just
right.
on in-ring wrestling. And I'll get back to it in a second.
But it's not wrestling.
I'll get back to Becky in a second. Becky, you beast. If you know, you know. 3 hours into the show. Exactly 3 hours into the show. There had been 1 hour and 20 minutes of stuff that was not wrestling.
Jeez.
Think about that.
Jeez.
3 hours into the show, nearly one half of the show.
Yeah. Was not wrestling.
minus 10 minutes was not wrestling, guys. Without commercials.
It just drags on.
An hour and 20 minutes of eggs.
We came here to see wrestling.
And that hour of the guys getting in the ring for the men's Survivor Series match, but I digress. So this Brittany thing. Oh, I'm sorry. This Becky thing. Oh. So they did look great.
They did. Best gear by far.
Everything was going good. I was like, why are they starting out with this match?
Yeah.
What's
going on?
This is very strange because to me, this is the main event. Can I go to bed now? So
it was a great match. They did really well.
Champion versus champion. Where do you go with this? The problem with it is, you have to have a clean finish.
Right.
Because it's the one night a year that Raw and SmackDown superstars are under one roof on the same show.
Yes.
We get told that over and over, right?
Right.
So
quite a few times.
If it wasn't, there would be a problem. You couldn't do something like a screw finish. You couldn't set up for a tag.
Right.
You don't go nowhere when it's only one night a year.
They're not going to face again until next year.
What are they going to do? It's all done. So,
geez.
Charlotte rolled and grabbed the rope.
Tried to cheat. Yeah.
Ref called it. Bad girl. Beck turns her because Beck's just as dirty, nasty as she is.
Right.
And actually, grabbed the rope. And the ref didn't think, well, maybe she'll grab the rope too. I'm fine with that. But short attention span, refs.
She waited till the last second.
1, 2, 3. And got the screw finish. Oh. The screw slip over. The script slew.
Yes.
It was weird. It was weird. And
it was a little weird.
So they still were talking to each other. And they even did some little cursing during the match that you could hear and all this good stuff. But the problem is, that's not over.
No.
That's not how you finish something.
No.
I just want a clean finish. Just a clean finish. I wouldn't have cared who beat who.
No, me either. They're both huge stars.
That builds it up for later. The argument is made sometimes, well, we didn't want to beat the champion. No, that means your champion's a moron. You can outsmart your champion.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sucked because I looked for it so much.
I would have preferred there to be a clean winner.
Yeah, absolutely.
I understand not wanting to really put one over the other.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it could have been a roll-up still or something crazy happening.
Yeah. That
wasn't cheating, in my opinion.
Well, maybe Charlotte was just messed up with the whole fact that Andrade unfollowed her.
Maybe.
Or maybe he unfollowed her because of this.
Because she lost. I don't follow Luke.
I mean, they take their wins and losses really serious.
Oh, man. So we moved on to our first Survivor Series team-up match here with, Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Austin Theory, and Kevin Owens on Team Raw.
Man, I was excited to see Kevin Owens.
Versus Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Happy Corbin, and Xavier Woods for Team SmackDown. The story of this match, of course, being Kevin Owens, abandoning his team immediately after the match started.
He walked right out. I think one of the big stories was the entrances.
Oh, the entrances.
Because they took quite a while.
Took so long.
I honestly felt...
10 entrances is a lot.
I felt myself aging during this.
You'd either need to cut them short or have every member of the team come out together to just the captain's theme song or something. I don't know if they had team captains this year, but
absolutely. And it was just, I don't know, man. I came up with some exciting ways to change Survivor Series.
Okay.
Just one in particular.
Okay.
And that's with the captains deal. I think that if your captains, just imagine this. So if your captain takes a pinfall during the match, how cool would it be if the captain can then decide, well, that doesn't eliminate me. I'm going to send Xavier out of here.
Right.
And not only is that going to make that guy mad at you, but it sets up for stories. It sets up for stuff.
It does.
It makes it important that you're the captain. So leading into Survivor Series, maybe you battle it out to be the captain.
Yeah, or people have to vote for you or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Like they have to be able to trust you to make the right decision.
Right, exactly.
So why would you be the captain if you're like a heel or something?
Exactly. It's going to make for unlikely captains.
Or if the heel wins,
they're going to be like that.
The
Finn,
chance.
Yeah.
Then everyone's like, crap.
Right.
We're screwed.
They're going to be like, that Finn Balor guy, he's kind of mild mannered.
Yeah.
And so to give Finn the chance to shine,
Yeah.
But then Finn actually has the power. And he's like, yeah, I'm Prince Devitt. So he does that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
I just going to tell you a little interesting diddle. So the men's SmackDown team, the youngest cat was 35.
Oh my goodness.
Think about that.
Oh my goodness.
In comparison to the pay-per-view we watched last year.
Right.
Last year. Jesus. That's how long Survivor Series was. Last week, we had Full Gear.
Yes. We had like young people on there. Jungle Boy's like 22 or something.
And not just the Force Young People 2.0. not just to force young people on it. Just because you open a door and shove a bunch of hot 20-year-olds in here.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'll take advantage of them. But I mean, then I'm going to be bored.
Because they can't do anything. They have no experience.
You got to teach them stories. They
Yes.
have to be able to tell me things.
Speaking of stories, this Survivor Series match, there was like no emotional connection with either of these teams. Like, it just felt like they just threw 10 people in a ring and they were like, fight it out.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, the only emotional
But
connection
why do
was,
we care?
am I going to get my release on Monday?
So, yes, Team Raw took the win. That's 2 for Raw.
2 for
none
Raw.
For SmackDown. At this point, we were beginning to see a bit of a trend.
Little trend. It's a quick trend.
And then we moved on to the impromptu 25-man battle royal in honor of The Rock
Oh, yeah.
in his 25th year.
Yeah, there was all kinds of old Rock footage all night long.
Yes.
Showing us a little Flex Cabana. Showing us a little great one out there,
Yeah.
on old videos only.
Yeah, this battle royal was basically to showcase Omos being an unstoppable giant.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole thing. And there was pizza.
Yes.
There was a Pizza Hut.
So this was the actual zombie thing.
Yes.
This was you're sponsored by somebody else. I don't even know. All right. So this battle royal, you guys can joke about it, but it had higher stakes than anything else on the show. I mean, at least you won pizza.
Yeah.
Nobody won anything with anything else.
No.
So,
There were no titles on the line.
kudos to Pizza Hut. And kudos to the movie that they're pushing.
Red Notice.
There you go. That's the one.
Hopefully it's better than the zombie movie was.
The Battle Royal was terrible. I have not seen less heat.
Oh, man.
The very premise of a Battle Royal used to get my 10-year-old blood going. Like,
yeah.
The thought of it. Like if I had all my toys sticking out and I was going to play wrestlers, I'd be like, I'm going to do a Battle Royal. AWA. They would have whole show when they want to pop the territory.
Yeah.
Let's have a Battle Royal on top. December, Dusty used to have the Bunkhouse Stampede. I wanted to go to that show worse than anything in the world because I wanted to see all the guys wearing their jeans, but not in that kind of way. Because they're always wearing...
You're the one that said it.
But it was cool. You don't understand. The first time I saw Stan Lane wearing jeans at the Bunkhouse Stampede, it was cool.
Because you know it's serious.
Yeah, because I'm used to Stan wearing his trunks or wearing whatever, and here he was.
He's ready to do business.
He had his big mean cowboy boots on, and it was cool. And
it's like when the Jurassic Express came out in jeans.
Yeah.
Imagine how good you felt. For me.
Yeah, so.
Anyway, this battle royal, like, there were no, like, surprise entrants. Like, wow, I can't believe they brought that person in the battle royal.
There was no hot jeans.
No jeans. Everyone was wearing SmackDown or Raw shirts.
With a network on the back.
Yeah.
I felt so capitalism. Like.
Product placement.
It was, I don't know.
Let alone the Pizza Hut. Come on, guys.
It was weird. There was networks floating everywhere. There was pizza. It was so much corporate freaking weirdness.
Yeah. There was like this one nice moment where Sami Zayn was trying to rally Team SmackDown because there were only 3 left. And then Cesaro was like, nah, just kicked him in the face. Like, there's no like loyalty between even members of a brand. If they don't care about brand supremacy, why should we?
So I like to know who the agents are. It's a little tick I have.
Right.
I want to know who called this shit. So, the agents for last night, allegedly, because I'm sure some hog-jawed bastard would deny it, whoever that may be. But we had Nakamura versus Priest.
Yeah.
And that was Abyss. That was the agent for that, and it makes sense. It was about as impressive as an Abyss match to me. The Becky versus Charlotte, Tyson Kidd, which makes a lot of sense to me. It really does, because Tyson Kidd, every time I see his name attached to something, I normally enjoy it.
Right.
On the men's elimination, you have Sean Daivari, Adam Pearce, Jamie Noble. So that's pretty cool, because that also makes all sense in the world. And then Usos versus RK Bro, Shane Helms, which, okay. Women's elimination was Tyson Kidd and Pat Buck. So I don't always like Tyson Kidd stuff. And Reigns versus Big E, obviously Michael Hayes.
Right.
So, wow, I guess Michael had a lot of time to write. Headlock, rear chin lock, talk to camera, rear chin lock.
Oh, man.
Talk to camera.
He's trying his best.
Chin lock. Okay, keep going.
All right, next we had RK Bro versus the Usos. And common sense leads you to believe that the Usos would win this match. I mean, the Bloodline's kind of dominant right now. And RK Bro was just supposed to be like this silly thing. Silly little thing that wasn't going to last.
Shane Helms.
It was good.
He's like, what's up with that?
It was very enjoyable. I love RK Bro and the Usos.
Yeah, I would put RK Bro over myself if I was writing it.
Yeah.
Because RK Bro is honestly, you need something to make people feel good.
Yeah.
Make Randy smile. And plus it was Randy's like, well, let's just throw up the graphic. As you see with the graphic, Randy Orton surpassed everybody ever for more matches on a pay-per-view.
That's impressive.
I dare say he's got the most minutes, too.
Considering he's, like, in his prime.
Considering I can think of Edge matches that probably just took all that into account. He probably beat everybody on minutes in the ring.
Probably.
Oh, wow.
And he's still trucking.
He actually looked better last night than he has, like, in a while. He looked really good. And he's got his molester stash. He's got his abs back. He looks pretty much disinterested with everything.
Right, as always.
As always, yeah. So it's normal Randy. But the finish was actually cool with the out of nowhere. Mm-hmm.
So it was a surprise.
I was pretty excited about that. But otherwise, the match was kind of like, bleh. It was nothing special. There was so many missed super kicks. I was stop doing super kicks. Usos, look, cause you can. Don't mean you should.
Yeah.
And I don't care how many people love to. Oh, that's so great. You know what? Make them hit the damn super kick. They have something against air.
Yeah.
Because, man, they hit a lot of it.
Yes. But unlike some people that are up there in that list, Randy Orton is fighting on pay-per-views still, and he probably will be for a long time, while those other people were fighting on pay-per-views when they probably shouldn't have been anymore.
Yeah.
So it's
Or
there's no
playing
telling
with guns and bags and shit.
There's no telling how many he's going to rack up before he stops. Somebody's going to have a hell of a time beating
rats
that.
or matches?
Moving
I
along,
think he's got a record on both.
the women's elimination match.
Oh, yeah.
Bianca Belair, Carmella, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, and Rhea Ripley of Team Raw versus Sasha Banks, Toni Storm, Shayna Baszler, Natalya, and Shotzi of Team SmackDown.
This match annoyed me.
Oh, man.
Can they coexist?
Oh, man. It's the worst.
Spoiler alert.
They never can.
They didn't coexist.
They never can.
And it just bothered me. Like some of the psychology of why would you do this? Oh, I know. There's no stakes.
Yeah.
That's why you do it.
It doesn't matter if you lose.
If you don't like somebody, so what? Fuck that bitch. We don't need her.
Listen, like I said earlier, if the superstars don't care about their brand enough to try to win at all costs, why should we care which brand wins? It doesn't make any sense. Like, brand supremacy doesn't mean anything if the brands don't care. Do you even care?
I always care about my egg. They'll tune in to see me look for my egg.
Unfortunately, they will.
Yeah, they will, in droves.
We probably will too, just to see what happened to the egg.
I think sometimes it's just so obscenely dumb.
It's so bad.
That you have to. Like,
I knew as soon as I saw that egg that it was going to be terrible.
I was hoping a small gobbledygooker would jump out. Like, it would all come full circle from Survivor Series that was so terrible when I was young. And I kept waiting for that egg to bust open. And the gobbledygooker came out. And I just wanted to die. Right there. I just wanted to die. Because Survivor Series is that one time a year when you watch pay-per-view with family a lot of times.
Yeah.
Because they're around.
Week.
So all your family that's around that doesn't like wrestling and wants to talk about how phony it is the whole time, and you're like, shut up. No, this is really great. No, you see this? Yeah, no, yeah. And then the egg pops. And the gobbledygooker gets out.
Oh, at least you all can watch Dynamite this year. Whew. So SmackDown was looking like they could have possibly got a win here, but then somehow Raw came back and won the match.
Yeah. So the tables were stacked.
Oh, dear God.
But we got to make Bianca look strong.
And boy, howdy did they.
Boy, howdy.
So that took us to the main event with SmackDown, a whopping golden goose egg with Roman Reigns versus Big E. Surely SmackDown is going to win this match.
Well, Rajja, don't call me Shirley. And I think the only person that won this match, I'm not sure.
Anyone who turned the pay-per-view off before now.
I'm not sure who won it at this point because it was a lot of freaking rear chin locks. I mean, there was the crowd was so like. I don't know how many mobile games got downloaded during this match.
It's the main event.
But if you have a mobile game company, this is where you need to advertise.
Yeah, right before the main event.
Anytime during a WWE, I mean, this is one of the big four.
Oh, jeez.
This is one of the big four.
You wouldn't know it by looking, would you?
No, I mean, what happened to the days of Brett screwing Brett? You know, I mean, that was an event. And it used to not matter even if some of the matches sucked, which they did.
Yeah.
You still had memorable moments, like things that were... It's so funny. I actually tweeted last night that WWE is the fake Instagram post of wrestling. Like, it's the Instagram filter of wrestling. Because live, in person... They are nasty. They got blotches. They're missing freaking teeth. There's hair coming out their ears. But, oh my God, on those video packages they have, they are a sexy bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, the lines are like that of a Tesla.
We fall for it every time.
Yeah, we watch these packages and it's got the music and it's doom, doom, doom,
All the
doom,
promos are
doom,
interwoven
doom.
together.
How will you da-da-da, and then you da-da-da. I'm like, well, they actually did care about this. No, there's some jackass in some room somewhere that just forces story into this.
I hope they pay that guy really well.
I hope they do too. But they don't. They just fire him and bring somebody else. There's some kind of, it's the system. It's like they used to say Bill Belichick had a system.
Right.
You know, it didn't matter who did it. As long as you did the system, you could plug a running back in and it wouldn't matter who the running back was. So, you know, because it was a system.
Right.
And it feels like WWE does have a system.
Oh, do they?
They do. Now, I don't particularly like the system, but as far as promotion,
yeah,
you can't argue their promotion.
No, they got great promotion. They're a TV company.
And nothing looks better than WWE.
No.
It's nothing is ever slicker looking. You know, you just know it's going to look good.
Yeah,
right?
Big money.
But the content is just horrible.
As far as a pay-per-view goes, this felt like watching Monday Night Raw.
No, this was worse.
I mean, it's a 3-hour show that has some matches on it that you would see any other night of the week. It didn't feel special.
There was so much time between the matches. There was so much time between the matches. There was a moment where they randomly threw in this build that toward the end of the show, which made no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, they put the random Xia Li promo in there.
Yeah.
It's like, why does that matter right now?
Well, it doesn't. I mean, that's the whole thing, is it really doesn't. It was just very, very strange. It was a very strange event. I actually went into it open-minded, somewhat excited, actually, that, I mean, I wanted to see, you know, some good stuff. I thought maybe there'd be some good, and that, you know, there was a couple matches there I was really excited about.
Yeah.
And it all just kind of pooped on my foot, and I wasn't wearing a shoe. People grade these things on a curve.
Right.
You know, and like I talked about, they're like, oh, well, for a WWE, I give it this.
Yes,
okay.
Which is not totally fair.
So I'm going to give it this. From the very fact of non-finishes, okay? So with the non-finishes, with the matches that did have like the time and the finishes and stuff, having this freaking rest hold for 30 minutes,
right.
having just crazy, means nothing, dumbass booking that actually goes nowhere, like a child did it when the child was actually trying to color something and is like, oh, hey, there's matches. I mean,
we came out of this with nothing.
This was stupid. This was bad.
Pointless.
This sucked. This was horrible. You should do better than this. There's a lot better you could do with this. I dare you to have an emotional connection on one thing ever. I dare you to have somebody come on there like they actually care. Like they actually want to win something for some reason. I get it. Entertainment, right? Well, it's not entertaining me. No. All right? People tune into wrestling to see wrestling, you morons. Okay? They don't. Someone who loves entertainment, they're going to watch Hallmark Channel. They're going to watch something else that is entertainment to start with. Good, bad, indifferent. If you turn on wrestling, you're turning it on to see two people wrestle. You're not turning it on to see entertainment. But if you're going to call yourself entertainment, then why don't you use all that money and have some kind of entertainment to it? Okay? I don't even give a about the cuss words right at the moment. If you don't like it, seriously. This is stupid.
It is.
This is terrible. It's bad. It sucks. They treat their employees like and except for the high echelon, it reminds you of the world. Right?
Yeah.
You see the upper echelon, they're fine, the 1%, and then all the other people that are just battling for the scraps. Can I have the scraps, Daddy, please?
They don't know from one day to the next.
Yeah,
they're gonna have
they
a
just
job.
don't know. Just like I don't know why that keeps going, but it's pissing me off right now. I was in a good mood when I started this, but
and then we had to talk about Survivor Series.
It just gets me upset because
You know, there's people out there that are like, this is the best pay-per-view of the year.
That's what gets me.
Yeah. It's less the product and more the people defending the product when they know it could be so much better.
It's almost like when you see people, I don't even like to say the word, but you see people that are into politics.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no way in hell that these people don't know that the thing they're following and supporting is ridiculous.
Right. But they still do it.
And they get lied to continuously.
Right.
Right to their face. And then it's proven that they're lied to over and over. And I don't care what side you're on. I don't care what just talking about the corruption wherein that, why do you keep going to that well?
They don't want to be wrong. They don't want to be embarrassed that they were wrong for so long.
I go back to WWE for a lot of reasons. And I've actually swore off of it before for a very long time.
Yes.
And then come back. And a lot of times I come back just to see, because there's a lot of workers on the show that I like as workers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the hope that something's going to happen. And I have a lot of fun with old Vince McMahon. Like, he's so crazy.
So out of touch.
that it amuses me. That's the entertainment for me,
mm-hmm.
is Vince being, pulled onto a screen and being so, like you said, so out of touch.
Yeah.
But the guy's been out of touch forever.
Yeah.
And that excites me to see that. So
it makes it even worse that they have so many amazing wrestlers and they don't let them wrestle to their full potential.
So we didn't give grades, if you noticed.
No,
There's a
that
reason.
would be sad.
I just didn't want to, because we came in a little tainted. And we just didn't want to give grades and trigger anyone, unlike that promo I just had. Where if you're still with us, obviously you're not one of the hardcores.
Welcome to the family.
Okay, well, I think it's time for a little Monday Night Raw review for November 22nd of 2021, because, this is, for me, this needs to be like National Conspiracy Day. And there's a big reason for that. Wouldn't it be cool if we had a National Conspiracy Theory Day? Like, we need to get that started. Hashtag National Conspiracy Theory Day. Although it's another year before it gets to 11/22. For those of you who don't know, that's the day that something bad happened to JFK. I was thinking via KM, so it kind of got in my head. But the interesting fact, that has nothing to do with wrestling, but just let me tell you. So the Warren Commission, they looked into that in 1964, and then all of a sudden the New York Times started saying things like conspiracy theorist to make fun of people that, didn't think that they liked what it said. And there, the phrase was coined, if you will. Little Dusty Rhodes. All right, so Monday Night Raw. Let me get into some little row here. It's actually really cool. Vince started tonight off. Anytime you got Vince McMahon at the very first of Raw, it's going to be a little bit of action, a little bit of fun. Vince started talking to Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, and it was about the Cleopatra Fabergé egg. I don't think he ever said Fabergé, but he just said, that real expensive egg that Rock gave me. Pretty important. I get it, Vince. I actually do. If Rock gave me an egg, I would hold it and cherish it forever and ever, as Vince did, as he left it in his office in an open arena in Barclays in Brooklyn, New York. Now, I'm not saying they call it Crooklyn, but I'm just saying maybe you don't leave it in an open office. So, big deal here. He tells them, pronouns, pal. He tells Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce, look, you guys find where my egg is. I'm sorry. You guys find where my egg is. And if you don't, you're gonna hear those 2 words. And you know what those 2 words are. A lot of people heard them last week. And 2 weeks before that. And a little bit before that. Anyway, so it was either that or they get a title shot. And a big money reward. Whoever finds it. Or comes to him and tells him who did it. So, there you go. That's your whole premise. That's the theory of the egg for the show. Let's get into the action, because there's actually some really cool stuff. We went straight from this to RK Bro. More, actually, Randy Orton. Randy Orton was having a promo, And I thought they were going to go completely old school. Like, how did you know I never said 4 flat tires? I thought they were going to go that way because Randy Orton's there. He's like, it's not like Riddle. You know, basically Riddle's a moron and he's stupid and all this stuff, but he always shows up. You know, we're not talking Bret Hart here. You don't show up 5 minutes before. He didn't say that. But the whole thing was Riddle does show up right before his match because he had a match coming up with Dolph Ziggler of the Dirty Dogs. And he was dressed completely like Randy Orton. Now, this was wonderful, okay? As far as wonderful goes, this was wonderful. I absolutely love this. He had a fake stash, a fake goatee. He was wearing Drew Gulak's tights, and it still said Gulak on the back. It was magnificent. And, you know, oddly enough, he looked completely different. Like, to look at him, you wouldn't know. Bro. You wouldn't know. So Randy's like, no, I said be like me. Don't dress like me. I've had the same problem, actually. Truly. I get it. It's us Vipers. It just happens. People want to be like us. So, match. Awesome. A lot of great stuff. Matt Riddle wins with the RKO. Out of nowhere. And that was beautiful. Randy even uses, one of Riddle's moves. And then they have this huge babyface celebration in the ring. Once again, I'm always expecting Randy to just turn and hurt him. Yeah, it's going to happen one day. It's WWE. It's a tag team. It's, they like each other. I never had friends. Something, whatever causes it. But not here. It's still happy. It's still good. Randy's smiling, which scares me, honestly. It's like, I don't know. There's something wrong with it. It's like the kind of smile somebody looks down a hole at you. And it's just like, is it comfortable down there? Oh, here's a snake. That kind of thing. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I hope that it goes for a long time. I really like what's happening with it, but you never know. Now, speaking of weird, keeping up the weird theme for tonight. Actually, a good show tonight, but keeping up the weird theme. Becky Lynch. Beck came out here. Becky Two Belts, Becky Buck, whatever. She comes out here cutting a promo, and she's cutting a promo essentially on the fans. And she's talking about the fact that, you guys crapped all over the women's Survivor Series match. You were doing your chants, and of course, like CM Punk chants. There was crazy stuff. There was a wave all during that, and she's like chastising them. And then she goes, I agree with you. And there's nobody could take this belt from me. I'm going to keep it forever, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy stuff. It really was. And then she just kind of walked off. You kept waiting for the music to hit, something to happen. But unfortunately, music did hit. It was Bianca Belair. I only say, listen, anybody watching from WWE Creative, I got something to tell you. Don't ever put Bianca Belair right after Becky Lynch ever again to do promos. Bianca come out there. It was like promo class. She's like, all right, yeah, I'm going to spin my hair. And I'm going to do some athletic stuff. And I'm the EST with ESP. I'm on ESTN because I Total Sports Network. Yay, me. Ah. It was crazy. It was absolutely nuts. I was like, this is terrible. This is like terrible. And she has the match. And the match was a squash against Tamina. Because there's nobody Cena in a while. I don't know. Nobody Mina. She had Natalya with her from the other brand. And that's the other thing about tonight. You remember last night was that one night a year where Raw and SmackDown Superstars, I call you that. Yeah, they're all there tonight. They're all there tonight. Because Egg's missing. Come on. Everybody's like, there's no continuity. Oh, shut up. Don't forget. Just forget about that rant I had a while ago. I'm okay now. Listen, we got weirdness going on. We got RK Bro just broing all over the place. I'm fine now. It's really good stuff. And it even gets better. So after this, Dewdrop flattens Bianca. When I say flatten, it's not a weight joke or anything like that, but I'm sorry. If that was Earthquake back in the day and that was like some little dude like Rocky King, it was, I mean, yeah. It's a greasy spot. This wasn't good. So after that, Seth Rollins comes out. Man, listen, I love me some Seth Rollins. I can't help it. I'm really getting into it. And his music rocks. Everybody in the whole place. Brooklyn loves it. They're like, ah, yeah, 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 yeah. It's really cool. It's like they cut everybody else's music that had that. So there's only like one theme song left you can sing to. I think they did it on purpose. But everybody like keeps it going through the whole thing. I love his whole, you want to know about my scars? I just love the voice that he has. He might not mean to be going for that, but he's kind of got that. I had an experiment in college, changed my voice and never went back kind of voice going. But, you know, he's always just like, hello, Batman. You want to play a game? So he comes out there, he's dancing around like he just, you know, sliced and diced some chick in a freaking clean room. And I just liked the guy. So he's doing this. He cuts his promo. And he's talking about how cool he is, of course. And Finn Balor, though. Finn Balor comes out because they're supposed to have a match. But Seth just kills him. Just kills him. It didn't even start. The match didn't start. And Finn got one shot in because Seth's bleeding out of the mouth. Looked like he busted his mouth open. So I'm like, well, man, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not even that upset that the match didn't happen. Because he beat his butt for like 5 minutes. He's walking to the back and a fan jumped him. Right, here's your section. Here's what you're waiting for. In case you're one of those people that fast forward. Here you go, wait. Fan jumped him right here. Yeah, so you see all the arms going away. So you know I'm talking about something big. Fan jumped him. All right. So the fan jumped him. Seth wasn't expecting it. And that was it. I mean, that's it. Big old dude, red pants. Should have thought about the pants. Like, I don't think he premeditated jumped him. Because, listen, fan, if you're watching, you got to make different choices on these pants. You don't jump somebody on international television in those red Santa pants. Especially when you got a Santa ass like that. You can't have a Santa ass and be jumping somebody like that. And where was the punches? You're going to double leg somebody when they're like not seeing you coming and they're like going up a incline. You better be throwing some punches, dude, because they're going to tag your ass in the back. I've been there. I mean, Seth had some restraint. That's where I lose my WWE. That's where, sorry, John, your WWE opportunity is what's gone. You can't pull someone's eyeball out on TV. I didn't know I couldn't, sir. You ate it. Yeah, I mean, I would lose it. But it was really one of those moments in wrestling, right? Everybody remember that. I hope nobody gives him a hard time because he didn't like kill the guy. They should at least do a vignette, tell the guy, hey, there's no legal trouble if you let us actually show like we slit your throat. Something like, I would do something like that. The fan attack kind of, it didn't even cause a problem with the fans. A lot of times that stuff will. So we keep going. This is the second time. The 24/7 guys, those guys, you know who I'm talking about. All the C's guys, the guys that somehow don't get fired. Somehow they're chasing, looking for the egg. Okay, they don't even having like a food fight, looking for the egg, all this stuff. And they're not chasing the 24/7 title. That's a good thing. They're looking for the egg. So they're all over the place. They're not finding it. It goes to Sami Zayn and Vince. I didn't know I needed this in my life. Vince is just like really fed up with Sami Zayn, which he should be in real life because of Sami's politics and Vince's. But he's just like, Vince is kind of just disgusted with him. Like, I can't trust a word you say. You're delusional, and I like it. So Sammy's like, I get a shot. I get a title shot. And he's gone. Like, he's looking for it, right? He's looking for the egg. So then we have the Street Profits. This might be the dumb AF. This is the daft match of the night. At least the daft finish, all right? I'm going to have to start doing the DAF. Like, every show should have a DAF match. So this is the DAF finish, at least. It's against Omos, who obviously they're building correctly. If anybody doesn't think Omos is an unbeatable giant, you haven't watched the TV. They've done it correctly. And they really have. And he's got AJ with him, which is a funny optic, but at the same time, he's learning, from AJ all the time. So I thought, well, Street Profits are going to man up, and they're going to just be like, get some smoke and all this. No. They were getting ready to get killed, and fire extinguisher to the face. They took the DQ. Isn't that weird? I thought it was too. Not exactly something that people normally do to get. I mean, why do you go in to lose the match that you're playing? They brought it with them. I mean, they brought it with them. So then we go back to the 24/7s, running around and all this stuff. We go to a women's tag title match. So Queen Zelina doing her wave. I'm a big fan of the wave. Just at really inopportune times. And WWE's most beautiful lady, Carmella. That's not me. That's, how I feel when I see the mask. I have literal nightmares. There is something terrifying about that woman. And I can't even, I have to black it out. Like when she's on there and she's got the mask on, I'm kind of like, just kind of watch the other person and see what's happening. I can't even watch it. It's very creepy. Against the champions, Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH. So, it's really kind of strange. Rhea's dominating this match. I should have seen this coming. We've got new champions. Carmella and Nikki ASH. No, that's wrong. Carmella, it's the mask. It just kind of messes me up in the head. Queen Zelina. So yeah, Zelina Vega. She had all the trouble last year, right? She got in all that trouble, all those issues. Well, she's a champion now. And the queen. Can't argue that, can you? So I guess it paid off to come back. So she's back. She won the title. Carmella won a title. Carmella celebrated on the desk in front of Corey, her man. And he was trying to keep in kayfabe most of the time. But it's like, I'm going to tear up when they went to break. I like that. So pretty cool little thing there. I like seeing new champs. And I think that they both deserve to have the belt. Sammy and the Stooges go back to VKM's office. They've got the egg. It's the egg! And they've got Austin Theory, of all people. Austin Theory. Now, Raj is not here for the review because she was so broken up about the Austin Theory thing. Yeah. And that's the reason. But she was pretty broken up about it. So, she'll be back after this segment to the next segment. But Austin Theory, actually, he came in there and he was just like, I'm so sorry. I wanted to take a selfie with it because, it's that egg, and Vince is kind of like, oh, yeah. And Sammy the whole time was classic. Just like, yeah, shut up. You can't trust a word he says and all this. So he's like, I just want to take it. He's like, I couldn't find a spot where there wasn't all the security around and stuff. So I just ended up taking it to the hotel. And he's like, a selfie, show me. And he showed him, and it was the selfie in the hotel room. And Vince is like, it took some balls to do what you did. It wasn't that illegal. Kind of remind me of me. And he gave him the title opportunity because I guess he grabbed the brass ring. Oh. Sammy was truly upset. And Vince is like, it's just Vince and Sammy, tight shot. Vince says, nobody likes a snitch. That's comedy. I was entertained. Okay, I have to admit. On that one, I was entertained. I even wrote it down here. Nobody likes a snitch. That's like tattoo level stuff there that he needs to get. 24. This was weird. This next segment, super weird. 24/7 title match with the 24/7 rules suspended during the match. What? So the run-in rules, you know how they're always chasing them and all this? Yeah, those rules are suspended. Only during this match, they can't run in, but after, you're in trouble. So they're going to have a match in the ring. I was excited about it because of Reggie against Cedric Alexander. I love Cedric Alexander, all right? So Cedric actually won. He actually won because Reggie sucks. My God, he can do some great flips. But I was writing here, wow. And Cedric kind of he slapped the crap out of him to start with him and then slayed him. But Cedric wins it. All the guys start running down. But out of nowhere, and was it Randy Orton? Dana Brooke, out of nowhere. Move. 1, 2, 3. She's a new 24/7 champion. All the guys get in the ring, and they're all getting ready to get. And they look at her, and they can't do crap because she's a girl. It's hilarious. It's really funny. A chick won it, and they don't want to hit the chick. She gets to leave the arena with the title. So something cool for Dana, especially some of the stuff, ups and downs she's been through and all this stuff. So I actually like seeing that. I've actually like seeing a few of this stuff up until the Mysterios. Not a big fan of it. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I really not. He just watches people beat his son up. And at this point, his man card is just somewhere. It's been thrown in the trash. Some dog found it, took a crap on it, took it down the street. A cat ate it. I mean, it's bad, right? You don't let all that stuff happen. If I was Mysterio, I would have already just went ahead and pulled something crazy, all right, on these other people. And I meant like a dart gun, or like some kind of jungle thing. Just blow it right in the neck. They pass out really quick. Anyway, had another match. This was a handicap match with the Mysterios against Bobby Lashley. And MVP was there with Bobby. And he was doing his Hurt Business thing. And he was like, you're a cuck. He was just telling him, he didn't say those words, but he alluded to it. And he actually said, tell Angie, your wife, to give me a call. Yeah, so that was something. And, after like way too long, it felt like 20 minutes. God knows. But after way too long, boom, Bobby wins. And they didn't break up still, by the way. I know everybody's waiting on it, right? They just lost. They didn't. Mysterious are still together. Still losing. Yeah. That was Hurt Lock and done. Biggie promo then. That was fun. And then there was a promo with Liv. Liv's back there talking about title opportunity coming up. And here comes big match Beck, Two Shoes, Bicky Book coming out there. And she starts running her down. Like the biggest hill of horrible, everything. You're going to cry. You're going to cry. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Yeah. And she got punched in the face. So anyway, I would love for Liv to win that strap. I'm glad she's getting that opportunity for the title match. Damien Priest, big open challenge for U.S. strap. Apollo Crews comes out. I was like, oh God. And then Sami Zayn comes out and ends up taking the challenge. And he turned on to bipolar Damien in terms of doing that whole he's two different people, Jekyll and Hyde thing. It's more like the bipolar thing. He gets pissed off and he's just like, and he wins. So he bipolar buried him and Sammy lost. So there, we pushed that. Theory promo comes out with Crab Boy and, in the back. And he's like, what do you think, Austin? And walks off. And then we got the, Theory did say something cool. If Theory wins, he could be the youngest champion in the history of WWE. I remember other people that were that, like Lesnar and Orton and things like that. So it's been a minute. Very, very cool though. So yeah, it was an interesting match. Big E came out. Seth Rollins came out to sit at ringside because they can't help themselves in WWE. The fan didn't come out, by the way. Just so you should know. And he sat there, and then halfway through the match, Kevin Owens decided he wanted to come out with music. With music. Comes out in the middle of the match with music. Can't just walk out. So they're arguing out there. Austin Theory did fantastic. This is actually a really good match. I kid you not. It's a really good match. Theory looked great. He did. He's a star, man. He's a blue chipper. He's a blue chipper. He's got a really quick first step, Get well soon, JR, by the way. You undergoing cancer treatments now. Thoughts and prayers and all that stuff. Just, I know everybody loves using that voice, but, that still sucks. Anyway, Theory. Theory of a dead man. How's that? So Theory, this is so weird. Seth and KO are bickering outside. Theory standing there watching him. He has the upper hand on Big E and the WWE title. And he's standing there staring at these guys. Why? I don't know. It's that thing in WWE. It's like some weird cat thing. Like everybody outside the ring is lasers. And they just can't. I would never look outside the ring. I have Big E laying there dead. I'm the champion. Why are you wearing those goggles? I don't know. I don't see anybody outside the ring. It's crazy. He got Big E. He turns around. Big E, Big Andy, right? Big E, it takes him out. To me, it was using interference. It's really weird. It's just weird. But that they re-showed that. They must have went early because they re-showed it like 3 or 4 times. But Austin Theory, great showing. All in all, Monday Night Raw, I like it, man. This one actually grades pretty high for me because after last night, maybe I'm grading on a curve. I don't know. it was actually good. The RK Bro stuff was probably worth most of it. The egg stuff with Vince McMahon was the rest. But hey, you know what? Let's get some AEW news. Switching gears. So, thought it'd be really fun. Last week there was a Full Gear pay-per-view.
It was.
And it was really good.
It was. We did a full review of it.
Yes. So Meltzer's, though, his star ratings are out.
Yay, star ratings.
So I thought that it'd be fun because we had talked about how many 4 stars or how many 4.5 stars.
We
5
gave
stars.
our grades.
All right. So I was going to tell you the ones that were 4-star or better.
Okay.
Okay. So this is interesting. All right. I'm going to start this party with Danielson and Miro.
Ooh.
Yeah. Big Brian Danielson and Miro. That got 4.5 stars.
Nice.
I agree with that. That's good. Mm-hmm. We got Lucha Brothers and FTR, 4.25 stars. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put it that high.
No, maybe 4.
Maybe.
Just because of the level of difficulty. And I mean, it's not like they screwed anything up. We said that one on the review.
Yeah, no.
They didn't really screw anything up. It just, we know why now. MJF and Darby, 4.5 stars. Now,
pretty good.
I don't know what you would have to do to make 5 stars.
Yeah,
but
I would have expected 5 stars.
That should have been 5 stars.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that should have been 5. I don't know how that could be any more perfect than what it was.
Yeah.
So, Cody and Pac, Andrade, Black, the Dicky Dick Dak, 4.25.
Nice.
That one I would have gave a solid 4.
Yeah. I mean, it was a match.
Yeah.
It happened.
Punk and Kingston.
Ooh.
I agree with this one, 4.5.
Yeah.
I don't think that was 5. I think it had the emotion. I think it had everything it needed. But it didn't ever hit that next.
Right, the next level.
That next falsy level of 5 stars. But it can't. It's just a fight.
Yeah.
That was the thing about it. It was never meant to be
a 5-star.
Okada Omega.
Yeah.
So.
Totally.
Inner Circle, America Top Team. I actually agree with this too. It's 4 stars. But I agree with that because of the level of difficulty on the other end of things where you had green people that didn't know what they were doing. It came off really good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And it was a street fight, so.
I had a lot of entertainment.
It was very entertaining.
Without them telling me that it was entertainment. It was a fight, but I was entertained.
Yeah.
See how that works? Then we get to this. It's pretty cool. 5 stars. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Christian Cage against the Bucks, and
Adam Cole, baby.
Mm-hmm. A little boom action. So, boom.
I loved that match.
Yeah.
It was so good.
So much happened in that match, and it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
But so much happened in that match. A lot of excitement, a lot of crazy.
A lot of storytelling.
And, people always apologize for stuff. I hate that. Cause one old man yelling at clouds might not like something. So everybody's like, well, it might not be for everybody. I don't care. Okay. Nothing
for us.
Nothing is for everybody except my ex-wife. It's other than that, it's fine. It was a match. It was great.
It was. It was a fantastic match.
And it deserved 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
So then, get this. The ultimate. Kenny Omega, Mega against Hangman Adam Page.
What did he get?
5.5 stars.
Yes.
5.5.
Heck yeah.
Cowboy poopy stars.
They deserved it.
They did.
Those two are amazing.
They are. And speaking of those two and amazing, number one, unfortunately, all of you know by now, Kenny, he's banged up.
A little bit.
Kenny's banged up. He's not feeling all too great. And if you watch I really like the whole chiropractor thing. If you see that on YouTube, you got to watch it. It's awesome with him getting hammered and.
Not in that way.
Different video.
Oh, man.
The one without Kota Ibushi. But it was really good. And I feel bad for him. My shoulder is screwed up right now. I'm in immense pain sitting here staring at you with my neck and my shoulder and everything. Oh, it sucks, but so I do get it. But he's going to be gone for a while. And speaking of that, there's a AAA announcement coming very soon, probably as I'm recording this. And he's going to be relinquishing the AAA title. So not cool.
Oh.
He was supposed to perform on the 4th of December.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be out for a while there, so we'll see what happens.
Stinks because he's a great wrestler, but I'd rather he be healthy.
It's going to be a lot of fun when he comes back.
Yes.
Because he's going to feel good. He's going to have that Triple H Madison Square Garden return where you just know he's going to be a robot when he comes back.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be crazy. But there's so many exciting things happening in AEW right now.
Oh man.
I mean, twists and turns. It was like on Dynamite last week. That was honestly, I tweeted that was one of my favorite Dynamites ever.
It was amazing.
It really was.
It was like so fresh and new.
Yeah.
But, oh my God.
It was like they were like, okay, here it is. Like in the old days, after Mania, they would have the Raw after Mania.
Right.
And there would be fresh new things.
Yeah. It's a reset.
And that's what it felt like.
New feud.
And that's what it felt like. So I actually made a couple of notes of some of the things that got me very excited on there. Is there anything that sticks out to you?
Bryan Danielson. Doesn't he always, though? Man, what a way to kick off a show, honestly.
So I have to ask you, was Bryan, because this is the big question about
right
now, was Bryan already a heel?
I wouldn't call him a heel. I don't think he really goes either way. He's just a guy that wants to wrestle and beat everyone. He wants to be the best.
So he's like anger fluid?
Yes.
I mean, you don't know whether that's a good guy.
It's a spectrum.
Bad guy. He just is.
Yes. He's above that.
He's a very progressive guy, so I get that.
Right.
I really do.
He can be either or, whatever you need him to be, because he's Bryan Danielson.
Oh, wow. All right. So he was already being, I'm the best.
Yes.
He really was. And I honestly get the disappointment of standing in the ring and looking at, Jim Bob and all his pals.
You're right.
And being like, I really wanted to be standing across from Kenny Omega right now, considering Danielson likes to win.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't beat Kenny.
He did not.
They went to that 30-minute draw. And, Hangman coming back and going, oh, well, I beat him. And, that's, did Hangman, I don't know. Did he antagonize that situation? Should he should he have been pissed off that somebody said, oh, hey, I wish it was, because you're just telling him what match you kind of is.
Yeah.
It could have as easily been, listen to me being a heel and rationalizing this. It could have easily been like, I wouldn't want to punch you, Rajja. I really wish it wasn't you. I wish it was that other girl. I don't mind punching her, but no.
Right.
You took it like I didn't want you to show up.
Right. Well, that's kind of how it sounded, because he was like, I didn't want to face you. I wanted Kenny Omega.
But Adam, I'm the best wrestler in the world.
You can't possibly contend with me.
So.
Oh, man. And then he went after the Dark Order. Now he kind of feels like a heel. A little bit.
Yes, the Dark Order's in trouble. So I'm excited about this because, listen, the Dark Order have some damn exciting matches.
They do.
And they're very underrated.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about this. Of course, he started with Evil Uno. Mm-hmm. And then this is part of the excitement coming up. You got Colt Cabana in Chicago.
Yes.
So Mr. Boom Boom there in Chicago, man, when Colt wants to have a great match, he'll have a great match. And if you want to have some real fun, try to find the history of Colt Cabana and Bryan Danielson. Just make a homework assignment. And then where does he go from there? Well, there's some really exciting matches. Think about him and old Johnny Hungy.
Oh, that's the one I'm most excited about.
Hopefully that's last. But can you imagine? And Stu Grayson.
Oh, God.
Dude, the Stu Grayson match. And I'm particularly looking forward to the Anna Jay match.
I mean, even Alan Angels, Alex Reynolds, and 10. I mean,
Alan 5 Angels. Alan Angels actually has been really good.
Yeah.
And if the Kenny match didn't, tell you,
didn't sway you,
but Alan Angels is really a great worker.
Yeah.
And the 10 match presents its own difficulties because. Lumbering
big boy.
Yeah. Guy that you're going to have to.
God, is Bryan Danielson going to take out -1? I hope not.
I hope they No, I'm not going to say it. There's even things that I don't touch.
Oh,
And-
you brought up Anna Jay.
Yeah, well, that would be fun. Though.
At least she's a wrestler, I
Maybe
guess.
he'll take her out in other ways.
And then, of course, he'll go after Hangman.
Yes, but I think the Dark Order thing leads to something other than Hangman. That's the obvious end.
Right, yeah.
But he's going through the whole order,
Yes.
okay? And he's got to beat everybody or it wouldn't be much of a thing. If he loses Wednesday,
what are you going to do now?
although as much as I would laugh and love that, just because that's so different than a regular wrestling trope,
Yeah.
it's like, well, shit.
He lost the second.
Not exactly sure what I do here. You know,
Do I still challenge the Dark Order? What do I do now?
But he goes through all. They start teasing him, like tripping him in the hallway, stealing his lunch. Like it changes the whole dynamic. That would be,
Oh, dear God.
that would be great. It's a good thing we don't book.
Yeah. It would be very silly.
Very, very,
It would be Vince
silly.
McMahon's egg silly.
There'd still be wrestling though.
Yes. So what else excited you from Wednesday's Dynamite?
Oh my God, so much
So
excitement.
many things.
So much excited me. The Horsemen. Oh, I mean, the potential. The potential. Listen, it's just like I said before. I'm not going to go crazy on it, but the potential is really there for there to be a Horseman type deal because Cody's like, I will never turn heel. I will never take your ice cream, little girl. You know,
I would never do such a thing.
and you just know that it's coming.
Yeah.
You just know that it's coming. I'll warn you before it happens. I promise I will. Oh, oops. I meant to tell you. I really did. Sorry about that whole explosion thing. It's what it feels like to me. Not that I'm familiar with that whole scenario, but that's what it feels like to me. And if that happens, Andrade has said, you know, I want to have my whole family, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
It's just he's got that Flair connection, right?
He does.
And then you have FTR with
Right,
Blanchard.
right.
And plus they're just old school as hell. Like they're very pissed off that they're living in 2021. And so the four of them guys together. And then you have Anderson and Blanchard. Now you could go two ways. You could have two managers out there, or you could have Anderson get beat up by Cody for the stuff a few weeks ago. Like if Cody took a gun out and pistol whipped his old ass and was like, dude, I'll let you get away with it then. Okay? Do you really think I was going to stand there and take that? Did you really think that, you know, is this the kind of guy you are? Huh? Is this the kind of guy you are? What's your Glock, huh? And no, I mean, that sounds terrible, but it'd be really good. I would tie him up to a truck and just have him bleed like Dusty did when the Horseman did that parking lot attack. The parking lot attack would be fantastic in 2021.
Yeah.
And that they did that back then. I just think it's time. Plus, Greensboro's coming up. And Greensboro, the home of Jim Crockett. You know, one of the homes of Jim Crockett. Like when we were in Charlotte and was there for that show. Just, you know, it's just different when it's there. And Greensboro's the same way. Greensboro was the mecca. It was the Madison Square Garden of Jim Crockett Promotions.
Right.
I'll be there. You'll see me there. I'll be there for Greensboro, baby, and for Raleigh and Jacksonville. But
keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, you never know when you're going to see. But that's exciting.
Plus, Phoenix threw up the 4, so it's pretty much canon now.
And what did he say?
He said we're the best 4-man team in wrestling.
Dude, that's really crazy. Plus,
he did the 4.
We have the Undisputed Era elite stuff going on. If Kyle O'Reilly comes, you know, then you've got the Undisputed Era.
Adam Cole.
They're already teasing the crap out of it, baby.
Adam Cole.
He's
trying to take over the elite.
Yeah, so that's a great story, and it's really, I mean, I love the layers in that.
So many layers.
And you got Punk and MJF, right? That was one of the best segments ever for Punk. Okay, Punk was already, for me, just had his best match.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's emotional. And it was like cool.
Yeah.
And you had that segment of the year with Kingston and Punk. The very next segment thing he had, MJF is out there like, "Hey, I'm the best. Nobody can tell. I'm gonna have a bidding war in 24 and all this stuff." And Punk's music hits. Everybody popped for that.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, this is a dream match. This is badass. So when he comes out and he doesn't say anything.
Jeez.
Just
He
brilliant.
just smiles and laughs at him.
Just brilliant.
Please, God.
Brilliant.
What are you trying to do to us?
Brilliant.
Goodness.
Da. I mean, that was just amazing stuff. There's been so much amazing stuff though, and they've got coming up, man. They've got the Winter is Coming event in Garland, Texas.
Yes, on December 15th.
Yeah, which right around the freaking corner.
Remember what happened at Winter's Coming last year? Sting arrived.
And a world title change.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, Kenny Omega became the champion.
Yeah. But that
crazy
they
stuff.
both came with Winter. So and we've got the final Dynamite on TNT.
Yeah.
And
end of December.
The first Dynamite on TBS.
Woohoo.
You want both of those to be kind of landmark gimmicks, right?
We know the first Dynamite, we're going to find out who the first TBS champion is.
Yeah. And we got the Battle of the Belts right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like the first Clash of Champions
so much
type
good
event.
stuff in the next few months.
And yeah, so much free stuff. So much free TV, but their next pay-per-view shouldn't be for a minute.
No.
So it's a lot of things like this for a lot of build stuff. So very exciting.
And we got, of course, the Thanksgiving Dynamite and the Black Friday Rampage this week.
Wow.
Which are going to be so much fun.
Yeah. So
you got some turkey. You're all tired. Just going to relax with your family. Watch some wrestling.
We're here for it. Absolutely. But switching gears a little bit to some New Japan.
Yes.
New Japan!
Yes, New Japan. So currently they're doing the Best of the Super Juniors tournament as well as World Tag League. One night one night the other. And we're currently in night 4 and night 3 of those. And you can see the standings of those right here to see who's in the lead at the moment.
Look at that. That's interesting.
Amazing stuff. You gotta love tournaments in New Japan.
Yes, you do.
They're always fun. But we also have a pretty big show coming up for New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It is a New Japan Strong show in LA called Nemesis, and that is on December 9th.
Yeah, a lot of stuff coming up right around the corner.
And of course, we're going to see stuff like Jay White versus Christopher Daniels.
Damn, dude.
David Finlay versus Jonah.
Wow.
Alex Zane versus Arya Davari. Brody King versus Dave Dutra.
Wow.
Carl Fredericks and Kevin Knight versus Bateman and Mysterioso.
Yeah.
TJP versus the DKC. And they announced Eddie Kingston's going to be there.
Yeah, God knows what he's going to be doing.
Amazing stuff.
It's a hell of a card. I mean, it's a hell of a card. And the last one was really good. We watched the last one. And
yes, it was great, except for Chris Dickinson getting hurt.
Yeah, that sucked. But
that sucked.
That was terrible. We love Chris Dickinson, so...
And of course, on the note of New Japan, we have Wrestle Kingdom coming up in just like a month and a half.
Yes.
January 4th and 5th and 8th this year.
Yeah.
The first 2 nights are in Tokyo Dome, as always. Mm-hmm. And the only things that they've announced for Wrestle Kingdom 16 so far is on the 4th, there will be Shingo Takagi versus Kazuchika Okada for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then on the 5th, Will Ospreay will face the winner of that match to determine who is the real World Heavyweight Champion.
I hope the winner ends up getting
my
old belt.
You love that belt so much.
I love that belt.
I don't think they're going to bring it back, though. And then on January 8th, nobody really knew what they were going to do for that third night. And now they've announced that that's going to be an NJPW versus Noah show.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on pay-per-view only.
Yeah.
So it's like super special. And of course, they were talking about during the press conference that how pro wrestlers always come together to help the world through crisis like they did back in World War II.
Yeah.
And now with COVID being like a year and a half in, they're like, it only makes sense that pro wrestling comes together to show how strong we are and how we can get through anything if we work together. So they're working with Noah.
Little Kenji Muto action.
Yes, and they're going to donate some of that money to charity. So buy the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's going to have English commentary. So you can buy that and watch it on January 8th.
I'm really excited about it. I mean, I love anything that changes things up.
Yeah, me too.
And plus, anybody who doesn't watch Noah, it's a great chance for you to get a little familiar with the product and maybe help everybody out, you know?
Yeah.
Vice versa, too, you know, if you're more into the other side.
The Noah guys are very eager to show that they are on par with the New Japan guys in the ring. Like, they're like, New Japan's been on top all this time. People don't think there's any other competitors. They're wrong.
So if they look really good, you know that it's because the New Japan guy lifted them up there.
There you go. So great stuff coming out of Japan.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
There's so much good stuff.
There really is. Very excited about that, and I'm glad to see them starting to get in their legs, you know, underneath them again. Especially if a lot of the injuries and stuff that we've had, and plus we've seen, you know, freaking Ishii. on Dynamite.
That was amazing.
Which I'd like to see Ishii versus some of the Bruisers and stuff, but I digress.
He does have a title for Bruisers.
He does.
Give it to us.
He does. You have pretty skin. Give it to us. So we're going to finish out with a little roundup of the indies. This past weekend, there was some amazing independent cards.
Oh, yeah.
In
absolutely
America. Yeah. So tell us what we had this past weekend.
So this past weekend, we had a show from DEFY.
Yes.
Called Brutalist. And there were some amazing matches.
This is a hell of a card.
Oh, yeah. An absolutely fantastic card. I mean, you had Lio Rush against Titus Alexander. You had Midnight Heat versus the Polynesian Power Trip. You got the Briscoe brothers were there against the Reavers. Yuya Uemura against Sonico. Nick Wayne versus Joey Janela.
And what Joey has said was the best match of his career. So if you love Joey Janela and you want to see what he considers the best match of his career, and people were raving about this match live.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it went a long time, too.
Yeah.
So Joey thinks it's the best match he's had, and against a 16-year-old.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Nick Wayne has a lot of upside.
Yeah.
And Brody King went against Tom Lawler.
Yeah.
Which has big implications for New Japan Strong anyway.
Yeah, it's really cool. But DEFY, if you're unfamiliar with DEFY, we've watched it since its inception.
Yeah.
But they have their own streaming service, and it's really top dollar, man. It's really high end, and they've always brought in the best of the best. It's got a little unique spin on it, I think, you know, and always really good stuff. Pacific Northwest, you know, so it was like that Seattle indie, but really, really, really good stuff. So you should check them out. Absolutely check them out. And we also had a big PWG.
Yes, PWG. It's a long way to the top.
If you want to rock and roll.
And of course, it's difficult to see PWG unless you're there live and in person because they can't stream their shows for obvious reasons. But this show had an amazing card.
You can order the DVDs.
Yeah, yes,
the Blu-rays.
Or wait a year to see it. So there was Aramis versus Jack Cartwheel, Lee Moriarty versus Kevin Blackwood, Lio Rush versus Davey Richards, Dragon Lee versus Ray Horace versus Demonic Flamita in a triple threat.
Oh my God.
Jonathan Gresham versus Daniel Garcia. Good Lord. Brody King and Malachi Black versus JD Drake and Anthony Henry. And Bandito versus Alex Shelley. Like, that's a dream card.
I'm so happy to hear about, the Lethal Enforcers being together. I really am. I'm very excited about that. That's really cool.
Indies are great.
No, that's fantastic. Go out of your way to figure out how to see that, and like I said, PWG's Blu-rays are great. So, and usually there's some sales and stuff. So, you can get a big mess of them at once. Or
Excalibur knows what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's support your independent. It's out there. There's something close to you.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
Just look,
and there's some awesome stuff on there. So speaking of awesome, man, a lot of stuff going on, my friend.
There really is. Apart from that first little segment, amazing stuff.
Please like us on YouTube. Please subscribe. Okay, it means a lot. It actually does matter. And if you're listening to it, again, give us a great review and subscribe. Share it, like Rajja said, with your friends. If you want to support us, patreon.com/blindtagnews. And that also, more than you could ever realize, helps out quite a bit.
Yes.
So, please share it, like it, subscribe. For Rajja, I'm John. So long from Blind Tag Wrestling News Now.
Bye.